Hi, so in this video I'm going to explain why we should not focus on too much on developing the shadow functions, well, what is known as the shadow functions, instead of your main stack. Um, the reason I don't believe that this is a good idea is because the main four functions that you have represent your ego. They represent the foundations of your personality. They represent your direction, and they fit into your aspirations in life. They fit in towards your day-to-day, but also your aspirations, your long-term. I believe that focusing too hard on developing your shadow functions for too much of a long-term gain won't be satisfying. It would throw you off path. Because essentially, it's basically like a tool set, the shadow functions are like spare tools that go into that. And while that is desirable and could pop up as something that's useful in short-term situations where you need them as something to default, not default I would say, but more actually, there'll be the odd situation, very short-term situation where it will come through, where they might come through slightly, but overall, in a more sort of long-term basis, zoomed out basis, not a more very specific sort of, more specific basis, I think that the main four functions is very important to focus your attention on. Because, the shadow functions are kind of contradicting your main four. They kind of contradict, they flip the orientation. So it wouldn't make sense in a long-term way to be focusing on them for your own self-gain, and for actualizing the path that you want to go down. So that's why I believe that, like, for example, your blind spot or trickster function, point of least resistance, whatever you want to call it, your seventh slot, basically, it's not a lot of what you do already kind of masks the role of that, and kind of is so against using it, like you don't need to use it. So it often gets neglected for a reason. It will show up in the odd situation, as situations vary, but overall, I would say that if you focused on everything equally, all 8 functions equally, you would be a jack of all trades, master of none, and it would take away all the benefits of your personality. Everyone has strengths and everyone has weaknesses, so focus on bolstering up your strengths, because focusing too hard on everything else won't lead to a long-term fulfillment. It won't, focusing on your 5th and 7th function, for example, that's not going to lead as much towards your fulfillment from your self-growth, for your ego. So that's why I believe you should not focus too much on those functions, on those shadow functions, and focus more on your main stack once you've found your type. I think that's the way to go. But anyways, thank you.